I think all of us have at least one story of an act of complete and utter stupidity we committed in our youth that we have archived at the back of our minds, occasionally triggered by the notice of a complimenting element caught in our gaze and causing us to cringe with embarrassment. The kind of memory that haunts you and causes you to ask yourself, why the fuck did I do that? For me, it was the time I technically committed arson. Now, I say technically because it wasn't anything truly egregious like setting a car, a building, or even a forest ablaze. It was, however, no less mindlessly destructive, but the consequences were very negligible. Had I been caught, I probably would have gotten off scot-free with a slap on the wrist, possibly a fine, or at the very worst, some mandatory community service. I was around 15 or 16 years old at the time, the perfect age to be a little moron about to do something he should have known better not to. I was hanging around the parking lot of the local basketball stadium. This place is situated in my residential neighbourhood and less than a golf swing away from my house. I was fiddling with a discarded cigarette lighter that I had found earlier that still had a snifter of fuel left in it, when I came across an empty cardboard box. It's honestly rather predictable what's going to happen when you supply a bored teenager with combustible materials and absolute isolation. I grabbed the box and hid behind a nearby dumpster, flicked the near-empty lighter a few times, and set the box ablaze. It caught fire a lot quicker and more violently than expected, and I promptly scampered home without glancing back. The following day, I noticed the dumpster was completely gutted and burnt to a crisp. I only realised afterwards that this particular dumpster was for recycling and recalled that it too was full of cardboard and its sides weren't solid but had a metal mesh edge akin to a chain link fence. Naturally, the flames from my emblazoned box must have licked the grated sides and lit the contents inside. I should honestly count myself lucky that the area the dumpster was situated at didn't cause the nearby grass to also catch fire, or things might have been far worse. The corpse of this innocent receptacle hung around for a rather long time, judging me whenever I wandered past it. It sat there for what must have been months before it was finally hauled away at some point, because I eventually noticed the absence of a large torched bin sitting there and making me feel stupid. Of course, I would eventually confess to this terrible crime. Right now, in this video you're watching, 15 years after the fact. Hey, better late than never, right?